Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I usually do. I'm going to be doing a review and demo on this Epiphone Les Paul Special 1 starter pack. As you guys can see right here. Yeah. And the main reason why I'm doing this review and demo on this Epiphone starter pack is because, you know, I personally grew up on these starter packs. I had the Les Paul starter pack, and I also had the Squier starter pack. But I already knew that I liked how a humbucker sound over a single coil. And also another reason why I actually got this was because Nicole was like, oh, why don't you actually do a review and demo of a starter pack? And I would always say, I don't know, like, am I going to spend $300 on a guitar, like, starter pack? Or I can invest that into getting something, you know, like a Schecter or something that I would actually enjoy. But I really thought about it, and I was like, it'll be a cool trip down memory lane. So I decided to see what improvements they've made, or if there's anything different, or I don't know, because, you know, I was just a kid when I first had this. You know, I was probably 14, 13 years old, and, you know, I had that guitar for, I would say, wow, probably like around 5 years until I bought my Dean Vendetta. That was like the first guitar I bought. I went shoveling to go buy that guitar. But anyways, yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to take you guys to the workbench and show you guys what comes in this if you guys go out and get one. What comes in here, the specs of the guitar, show you guys the specs of the guitar. And then I'm going to give you guys a demo of how the guitar sounds with that amp that comes with this starter pack. And then I'm going to show you guys how it sounds with my amp, my Boss Katana 50, and then show you guys how it would sound in a mix. You know, just to see if it's the guitar or like the amp that actually sounds like crap, or if the guitar actually does sound like crap. But, you know, this is all going to be an experiment for all of us. All right, so as you guys saw, all I really did was just unbox this thing. I took everything out of the box. And what comes with the starter pack, of course, you get the guitar. The color that I got was a worn gray. That's what they say. It's like a worn gray color. They have a few colors. They had a worn cherry. It's like a worn red, like a cherry red. A worn ebony, like a black color. And also had a worn Phalum blue color. So I'm just going to show you guys what comes in the package, and then I'm going to actually do like a actual zoom in and like go around the guitar and show you guys how the guitar looks like up close, because it's got a cool little worn pattern to it. Obviously you got the strap, so you know you got a little strap that comes with this. I don't think there's anything high quality, but you know it's cool, you know, that they throw this in here. You got the strap, you got a instrument cable for your guitar for you to plug in, of course. Before I get into the amplifier, yeah, you got that, you got this. And I actually give you a little Allen key here, and I'm going to explain what this is for once I actually do the review part for this guitar. They actually give you also a clip-on tuner, which is really handy when you guys are beginners, because, you know, this is obviously a beginner guitar for you to tune your guitar, which is awesome. And of course, they give you some picks. I don't know if these picks are going to be any good or not, but let me just double check these. And, you know, they're pretty decent. Seem like they just cut them out of like cards or something. You know, they're branded Epiphones. They're mediums, so they're not too flimsy. They're not too heavy, but it's good for you to get started with something, right? And also over here, they give you, this is, what is this? Oh, I was wondering what this was. I'm like, it's a heavy little box here. Damn, this thing is freaking huge. This is the power supply for the amplifier, 120 volts. I mean, it's pretty freaking heavy. It's pretty huge. This is the amplifier that they give you. It's a 22 watt amplifier. You know, it's nothing extremely crazy or anything like that. But, you know, I remember when I was growing up, my mom, she actually also got me one of these starter packs. And I remember it having like the Epiphone logo on it. And also I think I had a Squire one too. So like I had a Squire and like Epiphone on the amp somewhere. So this thing is like pretty new, and I don't think it had the auxiliary and headphone where you can like, you know, play that in there. It was just whatever comes out. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool right there. Cool little feature. You got the volume, you got your cleaning, your distortion, your treble, and your bass, your equalizers right there. Power it on, and that's where you plug in your guitar. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's not too big or it's not too small. So, you know, you can walk around with this. I wouldn't walk around with this, but, you know, you could have that. It's not, you know, like the big bulky ones. And they give you this owner's manual guide. You know, how to set up your guitar. How to play like a monkey. Here, this is pretty cool. When I saw this, I was like, ooh, this is cool. So, they give you some stickers here. Like Epiphone stickers. Oh, that's sick. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. I remember growing up, you know, with the starter packs that we used to get, and I'm talking about 16 years ago when I was like 13 years old, you probably just get like this big bumper sticker looking Epiphone logo. So they actually started, you know, thinking about, you know, kids or people that want to have stickers. Because, you know, if you think about it, this is basically for kids to put on their guitars. Like, I wouldn't recommend you guys putting stickers on your guitar, but if you're a kid and you want to enjoy yourself, go for it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and also I almost forgot, you get a little gig bag for your guitar. So, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff. You know, it's really cool. You know, I got really excited when I opened this thing up. I was like, ooh. So all I'm gonna do now is just clean up this whole mess and show you guys the specs of this guitar. What I'm thinking of doing is giving you guys like an actual demo of how this whole thing would sound if you just bought this. Keep these same strings on. I'm going to not intonate the guitar. I'm gonna keep everything like how it was. Just tune it up and plug it straight into this and show you guys how it would sound. And then show you guys how it would sound with the better amplifier, better distortion. See if it's the guitar or the amp, what makes the difference. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, so the color on this guitar is a worn gray color, and they call it a worn gray because you can actually kind of see the wood grains on this body right here. Like, you can mainly see them like right there, barely up here a little bit, but over here it's like you can really see it like right here on the body. Now there could be two reasons for this. One is that they actually wanted to have like a worn, you know, like they wanted to like show the grain and all that. Or two is that they were saving money by not putting wood filler on this. It would have been a little bit more expensive to do that, and it would be more time consuming, and, you know, throw in a lot more, you know, paint and clear and all that stuff. So they were just like, you know, let's just make it seem like it's a cool worn color. But I mean, it's pretty cool for what it is. And some angles and some lightings, it kind of looks white, kind of looks a little bit like a, I don't know, like cotton candy blue, like a really light blue. But, you know, it's a gray color. So the body on this guitar is a basswood body with a mahogany neck and fretboard. It's a 24 3/4 inch scale length, so it's a little bit smaller than, you know, what we're used to, like a 25.5 inch scale length. So it is going to be a little bit more compact, as you guys can see. So it's a 12-inch fretboard radius, so it's a little bit flat. It's not too round, it's not too flat, it's like right in the center. And, you know, of course, these guitars are meant for kids or, you know, a person trying to learn how to play guitar. They're not going to give you something that's like super flat or super round that makes you feel uncomfortable. So they try to go for something that's right in the center. So yeah, 12-inch radius. The nut width of this guitar is a 43mm nut width, and that's just regular plastic. It's not anything, of course, you know, with the guitar at this price range, it's not going to be anything crazy. And you also have 22 medium jumbo frets here. And the fretwork on this guitar is not great at all. It's actually really bad, you know, because they're not really going to start paying attention to little details like that, because they're trying to get these guitars out and sold. They're making a few hundred of these a day, so they're just trying to bang these things out. But again, you know, with like, I'll say like with the other affordable guitars, I feel like they put more attention to details into those, like the Kramer Beretta specials The Jackson's JS32s, those guitars are phenomenal guitars. And I feel like they pay more attention to their necks than to anything else, because I played with those guitars, and those guitars, no issues at all. But so yeah, in terms of electronics here, you have 2 humbucker pickups, 1 master volume, 1 master tone, 3-way selector switch. And with these pickups, they call them their Epiphone, in-house pickups. But for the neck, they call it their 650R, and their bridge, they call it their 700T. So, they got some specific names. So I don't know if these things are actually like legit good, or they're just trying to make it seem like it's cool. So all I'm going to do now is just take off these strings and show you guys what's under the hood here, talk about these pickups, and get into real details with this guitar. So like how I said, 1 master volume, 1 master tone, 3-way selector switch, nothing super fancy or complicated right there. You get these 2 humbucker pickups. That's what you have under there. There's no shield painting or anything in there. Same thing with the bridge. But these pickups aren't wax potted, as you can see right there. I didn't even take this off. But yeah, they look like regular humbucker pickups. Their neck pickup, they call it their 650R, and their bridge pickup, they call it their 700T. I don't know what that stands for, but they have some specific names, and I'm pretty intrigued by that already. Let's actually take a quick reading of these pickups, see what they actually read. All right, so in the bridge position, we have 14.99 k ohm, so it's a really hot bridge pickup. Almost 15 k ohm, so it's a really hot pickup. On the bridge position, we have 7.89, which is, pretty average for something like this, having a hot bridge with a medium output neck pickup. And in the middle position, we have 7.89 k ohms. And these are ceramic magnet pickups, so it is going to have that high output. So that in on itself is already getting me pretty excited, because I love my high output pickups, if you guys already know that. And this is what I was talking about, the fret job not being so well. As you guys can see right there, some of these are just like really sharp. They're really sticking out. And yeah, it's not done super nicely. And this right here, this is not binding. This is just like they painted this thing black. Like you can already see on the fretboard, it's like a different color black. You guys look at it there, it's just black paint that they just painted around the whole guitar, which is pretty cool. It distinguishes it. It's not like just this whole color all around. And that goes around the entire neck. All right, so I want to talk about this bridge here. And I'm not taking off these strings because, like how I said, I am going to do a review and demo of this guitar. Like, I'm just going to put everything right back on. So I want to actually try it and see how this thing sounds with these strings, with everything, with that little amp. But anyways, this bridge right here is a wrap tail piece, or a wraparound, however you guys want to call it, Epiphone branded. And what I wanted to say, the reason why they give you that little Allen wrench is so you guys can intonate this. As you guys, if you guys have never worked with a wrap tail piece, you guys see those little screws right there? That is how you intonate your guitar. So if you guys want to intonate your guitar, you guys can just with these screws right here. And then to get your string height, you guys, that's pretty basic. If you guys had Les Pauls or anything like that, just screw this up and down until you guys get your right string height. So this is the front of the headstock, what it looks like. You got a nice matte finish on the front with the Epiphone logo, with the special model right here. And these tuners right here, they're just like regular die-cast tuners, nothing fancy or special there. So you get the same worn gray color on the neck itself. And this neck, they call it their 1960s slim taper neck. It's basically like I would say borderline slim C-shaped neck. It's not too thick. It's not too, like most Les Pauls that are just like massively huge. So it's just, I personally would say it's like right there, right in the sweet spot for someone that doesn't really like really thin necks, or someone that doesn't like really thick, chunky necks. This is right there. And the fact that it's not a gloss finish, this feels super smooth. It's like a really nice matte, finish on the back of this neck right here. And this is a bolt-on guitar, of course. So you're gonna have this neck plate over here. And something that I didn't mention in the front, but this whole guitar is a flat top and like it's a flat back. So there's no like belly cuts, there's no little contours or anything like that to rest your forearms. It's just all flat. There's like no arc top or nothing. Like everything's just like flat. And this is what's going on in the control cavity. One master volume, one master tone, 3-way selector switch. Pretty simple. But again, it's so small that you really can't be doing any kind of modifications because there's like absolutely no space for anything in there. So, if you guys do want to just have one master volume and probably a kill switch, take out one of either the tone pot and put the volume down there and put the kill switch up there, or whatever you guys want to do, or just leave it like that. But I love modifying my guitars. That's why I always try to come up with ideas while I'm looking at stuff like this. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty complicated if you guys want to add something. Maybe you guys can throw in a little mini toggle switch in between there somewhere for like close splitting this. You can't close split these pickups though, that's for sure. You can't close split them, but if you guys want to put in other pickups or anything like that, you guys can definitely do that and throw in a little mini toggle switch there. Again, possibilities are endless. Whatever you guys want to do to your guitars, go for it. All right, so all I'm going to really do now is just basically, retune this guitar, give you guys a quick little demo of how this thing sounds alone and no mix with, that little amplifier that came with this guitar. Then on my amp, the Boss Katana, and then give you guys a little demo of how this sounds in a mix, and then give you guys my final thoughts on this Les Paul Epiphone Special 1 guitar. Alright, so there it is, the Epiphone Les Paul Special 1 Starter Pack. Now, what are my final thoughts on this? I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the guitar itself. Like I said, yeah, the frets are a little bit sharp. But if you guys want to file it down, of course you guys can file it down. Like, let's say this is like for your son or your daughter or a nephew or something like that. And you guys get them a guitar like this. This would be great. When I got my first starter pack, I was like head over heels. Because I was like, dude, I have a freaking guitar and amp. And yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I remember... It's a funny story. I used to put that amp, that little amp, outside of my window and play, I think it was, what was that song? American Idiot by Green Day. Because I remember I learned how to do that intro and I was like, whoa, I can play the guitar. And like, you know, I just thought it was so cool. But again, you know, this would be great for a kid or anybody. But there is a downfall to that. Like I said, I don't personally believe the guitar, there's anything wrong with the guitar. I think the amplifier that comes with that starter pack is not the best. And I'm saying that because, let's say you're a kid or even a grown adult trying to learn how to play. You're watching all these videos and you're playing. You want to play like this guitar player and you're like trying to play like how they sound. And you play through that amp, it's not going to sound great. It's not even going to sound good. I'll be 100% honest. I showed Nicole and she was like, it sounds so disgusting. Like she was grossed out. And, you know, I was trying to like, you know, give it some justice, but I don't know, like clean, it sounds okay. I know I didn't give you guys a demo of how it sounds clean, but I just think that the overdrive that they put on that amp is not the best. Obviously, you know, you're paying... You know, this thing is $250. I got it for $200 because Guitar Center was having like a guitarathon and I saw it and I was like, should I get another set of pickups or, you know, a pedal or something like that? And I was like, man, for $200, like, I'd rather, you know, try this, you know, because it'll be a fun, cool experiment for myself and to show you guys that is not the actual guitar. It's the amp. Because that's what I wanted to know. I'm like, because I always thought like, man, these starter packs, they suck. But if you can like put this through a decent amp, and I'm saying I have, you know, a decent amp. I have a Boss Katana 50. I was at another music store and this guy was like trying out guitars. And the guy that works there was like, oh, what amp do you want to plug into? He was like, give me the crappiest one. And he's looking around, he's like, I'll take the Boss Katana 50. He looks at me and starts laughing and I'm like, that's the one I have. You know, and it goes to show that this guitar plays pretty decent. Now, one thing about the actual guitar that I was having issues with was the tuners. And I know you guys are going to say that's always the problems with these kind of guitars, affordable guitars, especially on these Les Pauls. I mean, these Epiphones. This guitar would get out of tune pretty quick. And I didn't want to like justify it and be like, oh, I'm going to like keep retuning it. Like with the demo that I did, I was just playing it straight through. I was like, if it gets out of tune and it sounds a little bit wobbly, I'm just gonna keep it like that because I didn't want it to like sound too pretty. And even with that mix, I was like, let me play like chords that when I first started playing the guitar and power chords that I first, you know, started learning. Power chords like E, C, G, and D, you know, over and over. You know, those were the first power chords that I was like learning. And you get a nice chord progression with just those 4 power chords. And of course, with leads, you can do whatever you want. You know, I obviously didn't play like that when I was, you know, a kid. But, you know, it kind of brought me back. I'm like, you know what? Let me take it a step back. And then, you know, I was doing some other stuff in there. But, like, what I'm saying is you can do those, like, you know, basic power chords. And you can play some chunky stuff. And you could do some leads. So it's an awesome guitar. It's a really good guitar. And if you guys want to, like, modify this thing without really taking anything off, you know, I would say a cool modification would be putting pickup covers on your humbuckers. Of course, you're going to have to dip them in wax so they don't become microphonic and you get a bunch of feedback. But, you know, something like that, simple as that, it'll make the guitar look a little bit different. It'll make you feel a little bit better. Like I said, if this is for a kid or if it's for yourself, doing something simple like that, putting like chrome or whatever color pickup covers on this, to make it, you know, unique to yourself, go for it because I'm always about trying to modify your guitars and looking for something different to separate, other guitars from like that guy's. So would I recommend you guys getting the starter pack if you guys want to learn the guitar? 100% yes. But I wouldn't recommend it. What I would recommend you guys is getting the actual guitar itself, because I think you can get these guitars for around $179. You'll be saving a little bit of money, and then down the road, you guys can get yourself, like, you guys are practicing and you guys are getting better, get yourself whatever other guitar you want that's better quality, plays a lot better. Go for it, because something like this is great to start with, and I'm being 100% honest. Yeah, so I hope you guys found this video useful and helpful in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is all I do on my channel. Guitar reviews, guitar builds, wiring stuff, anything guitar related. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.